Hey guys, Chris with CT Golf Reviews here. You are watching part 2 of a 3-part series here at Tunxis Country Club. Last week we played the white. This week we played the green course, so let's get out there. So a cool thing about this property is that at one point it was a plantation. Don't ask me what kind of plantation, because I don't know, but I do know that there were a lot of properties up in this area in the northern part of Connecticut that were plantations at one point. I'm pretty sure it was tobacco. I could be wrong, because especially around like Windsor Locks, like if you're going towards the airport and you take the back roads up 202 and stuff, you're gonna see a lot of tobacco fields and old barns and drying barns and stuff. So I'm wondering if that's what this was. You know how tempted I am to go and like drive my cart through the drive-thru at that Dunkin' Donuts over there? Like, I really want a coffee. I haven't eaten all day. I may or may not have just sprained and or fractured my wrist on that big divot chunk that I just took out of the ground. Because my left hand is throbbing real bad. Alright, green course, so far so good. In my opinion, it's not as scenic as the white course, and it doesn't really play as different. I don't know if that's what they're going for with different courses, like different play and everything. The par 4s were definitely longer, I can say that much. There's really not a lot of par 5s. White course had a lot of par 5s. Yeah, I've parred a hole. Almost parred 2 holes. So let's keep going. Ow. That one hurt. I'm on hole 13 of the green course, and I'm not gonna lie, I am tired. Yeah, this is a 3-part series, but you gotta remember I'm playing all of this in one day. So, what I played last week, well, what I played about an hour ago, what I was doing about an hour ago, was last week's video at the white course here. Now I'm on the green course, and I'm forcing out energy so that way you guys aren't bored. Because, I mean, let's face it, who'd want to see some tired dude slouching around complaining all the time, you know what I mean? So, I'm having okay shots. I feel like the more I play, like, I'm slacking. I'm slacking in certain spots. All this time without Taker, and I forgot how to drive, apparently. So, let's get it, and, we're almost there. Almost there. Dude, there is nothing like New England foliage, man. Granted, it does get in the way when I'm trying to look for a ball, but come on. Oh, get up there. Oh, no. Well, hit the hill. Alright guys, we're about to tee off on the final hole of the green course here at Tunxis Country Club. Before I do that, you guys know the drill. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like button, leave a comment. What is the absolute most holes you've ever played in one day? I want to know because I'm doing 45 today. And I don't think I've done any more than that, ever. Regardless guys, we have one more course next week. That's the red course. If this has already been released after the red course, then that was in the past, and you're watching this way in the future, and this is just some weird inception. So, let's get to the final hole. Alright guys, that is it for the green course at Tunxis Country Club. Let's go back and review it. Alright guys, let's review the green course at Tunxis. Last week we did the white course, which I gave an 8.3, which tied with Norwich for second place. And as I was thinking about how I was going to review all of these courses, considering that they're all on one property, I had to take a few things into consideration. One, I am a huge fan of the company that runs all of these places because they own Oxford, they own Heritage Village. They do a very good job. So Alliance, and I'm going to score Alliance at the very end, but I did have high expectations when I came in. So the last course, the white course, got an 8.3. We're going to find out what I'm giving the green course. Let's start out with the layout. The layout was going to get an 8. I actually really liked it. I love the fact that the foliage added so much to this, right? So you had, like, there are trees that are along the side of each fairway. At one point, it opens up, and there's a lake in the middle, and it becomes really wide, and, you know, the scenery is really good looking. But, we're going to get into scenery in a second, but the layout of the course did not confuse you. No matter where you were going, there were signs that showed you where to go. There was a tournament that was being played, I believe, the day before, you know, within that week, where they had things set up. So I was not confused. The only little flop that I had, and it was my fault, not theirs, I went from the 3rd hole to, I believe it was the 11th hole, but it's because I didn't read the signs. So, fortunately, I was able to find my way over to where I had to go. Part of the course is on one side of the road, the other part's on the other side of the road, but like I said, very easy to follow. Very long par 4s, I will say. There were only 2 par 5s on the entire course. The white course had a couple of par 5s, and I actually parred a few of them. But I was surprised there was like a 450 or 475 yard par 4, and usually that's either like tournament level, like, you know, Corn Ferry or WPGA or, you know, regular PGA, that kind of distance. Because I know that with some of the courses that they play on in the PGA, they will take par 5s and turn them into par 4s to add the challenge. And I feel like there are some holes on this course that could have been par 5s, but they weren't. But Same thing with the white course, not too many dog legs, which I liked. The par 3s were actually enjoyable to play. They were really challenging, I'm not gonna lie. They were pretty, you had to think about some of them because it was deceptive. There are a couple of false fronts on the greens, and that really throws you off as well. But I will say, with what they had to work with, the fact that it didn't really intertwine with any courses either. That was more of the red course and the white course, where they kind of meshed in, but not really. They were like next to each other. The green course is its own monster. I feel like this course could be up there with some of the really good courses in the state. And I'm not talking as like the whole property, I'm talking the green course in general. It had a lot to offer. Not too many fairway bunkers. The bunkers that were around the greens were very well placed. The greens were a little bit smaller than the white course. One thing I did realize though, I expected it to play like the white course, or no, I'm sorry. I expected it to play differently from the white course. I thought, you know, with different courses, you have different levels of difficulty and different levels of play. I wasn't really getting any sort of difference. I would say that, you know, with the extended par 4s and the longer par 3s, maybe the fact that because one of the greens was like 3-tiered and almost impossible to hit in 2 putts, maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe the short game is being challenged a little bit more. I don't know. They'd have to let me know when they see the video. But I feel like as far as playability, the white course and the green course are relatively the same. So with difficulty, I'm going to give the green course a 7. It wasn't difficult. The rough wasn't too bad. The greens were quick, but they weren't too quick. It took me a little bit to learn the greens, but I got them relatively quickly. I will say, the fairways are a little bit more narrow on this course, so you do have to work on your shots and make sure that you can shape them and aim and, you know, basically think ahead before you hit. The openness of the, I believe it was the, the third, fourth, maybe the second, third, and fourth hole. The spot where I was talking about driving the golf cart to Dunkin' Donuts, because let's face it, I hadn't eaten all day, and I was really looking forward to, you know, possibly getting like a cheese bagel roll that they have at Dunkin', or maybe a coffee or something like that. But I knew I would have looked like a moron, and you know, with my luck, I would have driven the cart over there, and it would have been like Stop and Shop, where you go past the line and the wheels lock up, and I would have looked like a real moron. There was also a driving range that was next to the course at one point, and I will admit I may have taken 1 or 2 stray balls, or 5. And was able to use those the rest of the game. It's really easy to figure out. I will say that. You have to plan the shots. You have to make sure that you know where, you know, your distances with your clubs. But it's not too difficult. I would say this is like a beginner to intermediate course for an 18-hole course, and it's not too long either, which I thought was great. So I'm gonna give the difficulty a 7. Scenery, I'm gonna give a 6. The only reason why I'm saying that is because of the fact that they did not have too much to work with when it came to the scenery. Now, there's some spots on the course that are absolutely gorgeous. You got the foliage that comes down, you know, along the fairways. You got the trees, the leaves that are falling down, and then you've got other spots where it's open, and you got Dunkin' Donuts and like a busy street, you know, across the way. I feel like maybe if there was like a shrub wall or something like that, you know, to kind of like hide the essence of the course, maybe it would have added a little bit, you know. There's that road that goes in between, and it's not really blocked, so it's like, yeah, you're playing and then you see a road. But for what they have, for what they were working with, it is a really nice looking course, so I'm gonna give it a 6. I got my cheat sheet right here. I was looking at difficulty. Scenery is going to get a 6. My overall rating for the green course at Tunxis is going to be a 7.6. I've got nothing really bad to say about the course, guys. I would suggest if you want a nice, easygoing course to play at, you go and check it out. It's a great little spot. It's a great track. The only thing I would suggest, take out your driver. You got some long par 4s, especially if you want to make par. Guys, I'm Chris with CT Golf Reviews. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, get the notifications anytime I put up something new. Like I mentioned last week, the season is coming to a close. It is getting colder. After next week, which is the red course and the staff review, because if you notice, I didn't do a staff review this week or last week. That's next week. I am going to be playing maybe 2 more courses. I have 2 courses that I want to play, even though I don't know if I'm going to be able to, because one of them is on the other side of the state, and the other one, it's always busy. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. What I do know is that if you like the video, if you've ever played at Tunxis, let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite course on the entire property is, if you've played there before. And if you haven't, I suggest you go. Guys, I'm Chris with CT Golf Reviews. I'll see you later.